Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the moon energy. I feel like right now you might be having a little bit of uncertainty about what your next move should be, right? With the moon energy here, it's like we're waiting for that light of realization. There's that sun at the bottom of the card that's just trying to push through. We're trying to have that breakthrough, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? Physically. And I feel like we're right there. We're so close. But there seems like there's a little bit of fog. There's a little bit of a cloud still. And that sun is just about there to scatter the clouds, to disperse any kind of doubt or uncertainty, to really give us the clarity that we need, right? I feel like we're almost there. I feel like you are on the cusp of a change. You're right at the threshold of something, and maybe you don't even know really what it is. But you can sense that something is just about to dawn. This night is just about over. The sun has got to be just a couple minutes from rising. Maybe you're even starting to see a little bit of the light, the pre-dawn light on the horizon there. And we know what's coming. All right, so let's see what might be coming. Let's see what this is all about for you. Let's do another card. Now we've got a Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups might be the dawning of this very authentic energy for you. It might really be an opportunity for you to really use your voice, right? For you to really express yourself in a way that is true and sincere and authentic and just all you, right? To use your voice. Could be we're waiting for this maybe news about a job or this artistic thing that you've been waiting for. And maybe that sun is even us feeling like we are so close now to really discovering our voice or discovering our path or what we should do with this very authentic energy. See, the Prince of Cups is kind of that artist who is struggling for expression. You have like this essential truth in you, and maybe you're trying to find the right means of expressing it, of getting it out. Okay, this is somebody who is rather sensitive at the moment. This is somebody who has who's really putting all of themselves, really just putting all of yourself out there. It's kind of like you're not holding anything back, and now we're very sensitive to what people's reactions are going to be, right? It's like an artist that just goes all out. My great work, I poured all of myself into this, and now I've got to listen to people criticize it and judge it and tell me what they think about it, and that's not the easy part, right? But it comes with the territory, because if your aura is this open, if you are this expressive of yourself and you're putting all of you out there on the canvas or on the paper or into this job or into this relationship, you're not holding anything back. And then it's kind of like now it's out there, and we've got to be ready to deal with some of the difficulties that go with that, right? This could really be in terms of a relationship, maybe. And maybe that's part of what this lunar energy is too, that we want to reveal our true self to somebody. We want to show the world or a particular person exactly who we are in every aspect, but we're kind of nervous about how it's going to go, right? We don't know how our true nature is going to be received, right? And that's kind of part of the moon energy, because we all have these personas. We all wear these masks, right? So maybe this is a relationship wherein you really feel that you want to let this person really get in, really come close. But there's some hesitation there, okay? Let's see what's going on underneath the surface. Four of Cups, interesting. Four of Cups to me feels like we feel the initial, let's say we feel the initial excitement and the initial like love and bliss of this thing. But then when we kind of follow through, you know, mentally, when we kind of like think about how it's going to go, we kind of start to, we lose a little bit of that excitement, you know? Because what I see in this card, now you may notice that I'm using a different deck today. This is the Millennium Thoth Tarot deck. That's released by Los Scarabeo. Artist is, oh my gosh, I totally forgot the artist name. I apologize. Lechner, Renata Lechner. I figure I'd switch it up. You know, I still have my daily driver. I still have my old trimmed and rather worn and weathered Thoth Tarot deck that I've been using for literally for years. I thought I'd try something new and see how these cards were. It's still the Thoth deck anyway. But what I see in this image is that as the water starts to cascade down, it diminishes in intensity. So it's like we really get our hopes up for something, and then it kind of starts to lessen a little. Like we're really inspired to do something at first, and then it kind of, now we don't really feel so good about it. Or it's losing a little bit of that excitement, you know, a little bit of that kind of hope and that enthusiasm. We feel like this is the one, this is going to be great. And then as we start to kind of think more about it, or we start to kind of think it through in a practical way of what that would really look like, we start to think, now I'm not really so jazzed up about it, you know? So this is a card of kind of wanting to stay in the safe harbor. We're very excited about going on this big journey, but then when it comes time to board the ship, I'm like, I don't know that I want to really go anymore, you know? Maybe I just stay here on shore where it's safe. Yeah. So let's keep going. I feel like there's something here, and it may be involving a Scorpio person. The Eight of Swords. We have been known to overthink a bit, right? We have been known to kind of overanalyze a situation. And really, these two cards together are what are giving us that hesitation. That's saying, well, maybe the Four of Cups is fine. Maybe this is just, maybe I can stay here. Maybe I don't need to go and do this big thing, right? And in that sense, the moon really does feel like, I don't know what to do. You know, I've been thinking about it forever, and it's not giving me any sort of clarity. The Eight of Swords is a lot of overthinking. It's this kind of analysis paralysis. We've talked ourselves out of something that we were going to really, I think we really want to do, and that is to express ourselves in this big way. Maybe this is taking that big job, or having that really, that really intimate, close experience with a partner, or really just taking on this big artistic project, or showing your art to somebody, or letting somebody read your novel, right? Putting yourself out there in a way that it leaves you open to criticism. And so we start to kind of think twice. Maybe I'm thinking differently about things now because of the kind of the emotional risk involved, right? Let's see and this is a heart and a mind that are not so much on the same page. This is a heart that has kind of been talked out of something it really wanted by the intellectual energy. See, we've got the Swords and the Cups, heart and the mind. Up above everything, of course, Princess of Pentacles. The absolute ideal of success. We expect this to go absolutely perfectly. And I think that might be where our problem lies. The Princess of Pentacles is absolute perfection. It is literally just a paradise. Everything that you possibly wanted is manifesting exactly how you imagined it. This is the artist here, the Prince of Cups, right, who has has a vision in their imagination of what they want to create, and then is able to perfectly translate that to the canvas, or to the music, or to the page, the written page, right? It is this very direct and very flawless translation from imagination to physical reality, right? And I understand that because I may be able to visualize very well, but if I try to draw it on paper, it is terrible. Like I'll draw a picture of, that's not what I was thinking of, And I think that maybe sometimes we expect things to be just as perfect in the real world, just as flawless as the way I'm seeing it in my head, And it could be that we have these expectations of like, I really want this thing to go absolutely perfectly, exactly how I imagine it, but then our rational mind says, we know that's not going to be the case. We know that, we make plans and God laughs, right? That we want things to go absolutely perfectly, and they will not. They never, ever do. There's always something, right? But we maybe have a tendency to talk ourselves out of doing anything that important because we know that it's not going to come out how I imagine it. Am I going to be okay with that? Right? Because we don't know. The moon energy is telling us we don't know what those imperfections are going to be. Is it going to be something minor, or is it going to be a really, really big thing? We think of like, jumping into different universes. Maybe everything's going to be exactly the same, except, roses will be just a different shade of red than they usually are. Not a big deal. Or we jump to a different universe and suddenly now all dogs have chickens for heads, chicken heads for faces or whatever. It's kind of a big thing. And I don't know if I'm okay with that. And so we talk ourselves out of, maybe I'm just going to stay here. Four of Cups. It's better to just be right here, right? Because we don't know what those variables really are going to mean in actual practice. Okay, let's look at another card, future position. Two of Pentacles. We have the 8, cut it in half to a 4, cut it in half to a 2. I feel like we're realizing here in the future with the forward moving energy that we either have to take it or leave it. Okay, that we may not know what this future is going to look like, or what this timeline or what this new universe is. We may not know what it's going to look like until we actually go. So we could think about it and talk about it all day. We can imagine it, we can visualize it in our head, but we're not going to know what the outcome really will be until we take that step, until we take that risk. Right? You're not going to know until you go, because you know what? You are the sun in this card, in this moon card, that is lighting up this darkness. Okay, so you have to rise to the challenge. You have to take that adventure. You have to answer the call for that quest and take that step into that new world. And it might be very pleasant. It might be, okay, it's just the color of the grass. The grass grows a little bit faster here than it did in my other universe. Or it might be something really, really crazy, like, I don't know, cats that are 20 feet tall or something. I think of our cat, TT. She's a hairless Sphinx cat, and imagine if she was 20 feet tall, it'd be pretty scary. But, we're not going to know until we take that risk. So if this is something artistic, if it's something related to your career or your life's purpose or your path or a relationship, or you opening up about something to someone, or presenting yourself as you are, like trying to let somebody really get to know you, you're not going to know how that's going to go. And we can imagine it and analyze it, all day, all night. It's not going to help us, right? It maybe will help us to prepare for those variables, prepare for when things aren't flawless, when things don't exactly go according to plan. But there has to come a time where we get out of this mental energy of the 8 of Swords and we take the action into the future and just see what becomes of it. it's something that you feel is necessary in your life, obviously, or we wouldn't be here. So we either stay here and we continue thinking about it and worrying about it, or we just say, I've thought about it enough. I just got to go and see what happens. See how it, maybe it's you walking into the boss's office and asking for that promotion. Maybe it's you telling somebody how you feel about them, right? You know, that, well, in either way, whether it's, you know, revealing your positive feelings for somebody, or really telling somebody, hey, you hurt me and I don't like it, right? Or if it's, you know, professing your love to someone or something, or, you know. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, right on top. We're not going to look under that horse until the very end of the reading, so you do have to follow along and watch until the end. If you have a prediction for that card, leave it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, though, please do. It is totally free. It helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. It's really been this kind of up and down struggle, this back and forth thing with YouTube, trying to get this channel out there and to reach a lot of new people. That being said, if you are new here, leave a comment, say hello. I appreciate you. Let's take a look at the general energy now. Path of the Serpent, we've got the Death card. Very literally, this might be something that really scares us to death, right? This might be the biggest fear that we've ever had, okay? And Aries, I don't think there's much that really scares you. Honestly, I don't. So if this is something that feels like your biggest fear, it's something that you really know you need to do. Okay? If it's the big art thing, if it's putting yourself out there, if it's finally like sending your manuscript off to publishers or letting your friends read it or family or whatever, or you know, revealing your true nature to your partner, your friends, your family, whatever. Whatever this is, I feel like it is part of your spiritual growth, part of your human growth, you know? And I think that this might be something that it's like the biggest thing that you've ever kind of attempted to do. Yeah. And I feel that this card is also talking about us needing to let go of this kind of energy, right? With the earth and the swords. Maybe really with the expectation that if things don't go absolutely flawlessly, then they're going to be a disaster. Right? That's not always true. Look at that, Three of Cups. Three of Cups. That's beautiful. That's abundance, right? That is now a situation that is going a lot better than we thought, right? That we might have thought this was going to be challenging and difficult and scary, and I don't want to do it. I'm nervous. Then we get there and we do it, and we realize, not only was that not scary, but that was the best feeling I've ever had. That was like, I mean, it really can go better than we think. Still not flawless, still not Princess of Pentacles, where it's just this perfect, flawless utopia kind of thing. But it goes a lot better than expected, and it really is received very well. Okay? And it's not going to be some miracle where it's just now like, just millions of dollars being thrown at you, but hey, this is good. Like, the publishers like it. They're gonna publish it. It may not be a bestseller right away or something, but I'm doing it. It's going right. This is that conversation with that family member, that friend, or that lover that it really is. Maybe it's a lot for them to have to digest. You know, they kind of have to think about it and ease into it, but there's really a lot of affection. There's a lot of love there. And there's this acceptance, right? So I wonder if even like this, if there's this fear of kind of rejection in a way. Okay. So let's see maybe the next card. What is the fear? What is the worry? What is the concern? Well, Two of Wands. Interesting. This is some really hardcore Aries energy. This is a lot of assertive energy, and it's I think that's kind of the the challenge for you to overcome. Because just as strongly as you want to do this, there is also that opposing will in you. It's like you have two very, very strong wills in you, and they want to go in opposite directions. So this is just as strongly as you're able to push yourself to do something, you're also equally as strong in in holding yourself back. There's a lot of really strong energy. What we need to do is bring this to a unity. So we've got the Two of Pentacles here. We've got the Two of Wands now. We've got to make a choice, and we've got to move forward. Okay, and it's either we give up on the dream, or we take action and we do this big thing. We take this risk. What's the final outcome card going to be here? It's going to be the Fool. Is it going to be a 10 of Pentacles, right, or a 9 of Pentacles? It could be some more water energy. Let's see what we have. Oh yeah, 9 of Pentacles. There we go. That's the card of gain. That's a card of seeing that, wow, this is, while it may not be instant perfection and instant success, right? This is a lot closer to that success than we thought we would get. This is saying, wow, the ball's rolling, we're making progress. This is the visible sign of progress. This is really that reassuring kind of energy from the world around us that, wow, I mean, it comes out of nowhere. Because I think we're expecting this to be not good. We're expecting rejection maybe, right? But what you're experiencing is, again, it's not going to be that kind of astronomical success, 10 out of 10, perfect score kind of thing. But wow, I got a B minus, it's like, yeah, it really feels good. And we see the progress. And maybe we were thinking, maybe this is an exam or something. We think, I'm going to fail it. I don't even want to do it because I know I'm going to fail. Then you go in, let's say you get a C plus, right? Or a B minus. That feels absolutely marvelous, right? I feel like this is really the progress that you're making with this thing, and it's an ongoing thing. It's something that once you get started, it's going to reinforce itself. You're going to see a little bit of progress that's going to motivate you to keep going, and then more progress, and we keep going. And it's like this feedback loop, right? We can see the progress. We see things getting better and better. Motivates us to keep making them better and better, right? Let's look at that mystery card. Let me know what you think about these new tarot cards as well. I like these. I think they're very nice. They're powerful. I feel already a pretty strong connection with these cards. I don't know that they'll be my daily drivers, right? But let me know what you think, all right? Let me know what you think this card's going to be. Because maybe this will be the card of perfection. Maybe this will show us a 10 of something that, we're making this progress toward this ultimate, absolute, ideal, perfect goal. And, we know that it's a process. It's an ongoing thing. And we have to keep working at it. But it's worth this initial effort. I feel like we have to get over that threshold. I feel like the moon energy is really us looking at this dark doorway and thinking, I want to go through it. I feel like my future's in there, but I can't see what's in there. I can't see what's on the other side. It's unpredictable, it's unknown, it's kind of dark and scary. So we either refuse the call, and I think that haunts you, or we accept the call, we go into the belly of the whale, and we do our very best, and we realize that we're getting a lot of help along the way with the Three of Cups, and we're gonna make a lot of headway here. We're gonna make a lot of progress. So for the mystery card, I want to either see an ace of something, or, well, really an ace of something, or a 10 of something, or your power card. Let's see what we have. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's kind of an ace, right? It is the one wheel of fortune. It is the wheel of destiny. And I feel that this is really Spirit's way of saying, we got you. Yeah. That in response to your efforts and your courage and your bravery, the universe is responding with help, with assistance, with support. This is your life really expanding and growing beyond belief, right? This is now the wheel turning in your favor. I think as you put in more and more of your effort, the world's going to kind of conspire to help you. You know, when you're following your will, it feels like you have the momentum of the entire universe pushing you forward. And things just start aligning in the right way. And I think this is really good. And this is also showing that, hey, look, it's time. It's time for you to do this big thing and go through this big doorway. Make this big shift or transition in your life. And take that risk. You know, go through that dark doorway. Accept the call to adventure. Because it is your destiny. This is the card of spiritual time. This is Spirit's wristwatch. This is the cosmic timepiece. And it's saying, you know, you might not feel ready. You might not feel like the timing is perfect, but it's now, right? It's now. And so it's kind of telling me that maybe this whole opportunity is kind of coming out of nowhere. That suddenly we're presented with this doorway and it's just like, can I get a little bit of light here first? Can you give me some details? Can you show me what's in there? And Spirit's saying, no, you've got to trust. You've got to have faith in yourself and faith in Spirit. And you've got to push forward. Now, we're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you think of the tarot deck. And especially if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. Leave a comment and give a shout out. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.